Hi, my name is Bea. I'm 44 years old and I'm the mother of 3 incredible little boys. I am the mother I am today because of the journey I went on to have those little boys, and I'm going to take you on that journey with me today. So after roughly a year of trying to have a baby naturally, we embarked on our IVF journey. And what a journey it was. After 4 failed IVFs, my husband and I felt like we were coming to the end of an IVF journey, that we couldn't go on anymore. I felt broken, I felt tired, I felt like my body was done, it couldn't do it anymore. I felt completely lost because I was a woman who had everything I ever wanted. I'm getting emotional now. Anyone on an IVF journey or embarking on an IVF journey knows how difficult it is, because all I can describe it is as a roller coaster ride. The anticipating phone calls, the waiting for results, the calls from the doctors, the nurses, the embryologists. And it's just highs of highs and lows of lows. So I suppose after 4 failed IVFs with no successful pregnancy, we decided to look down a different avenue, to look at different options. And that's when I heard about a lady called Siobhan Kehoe in County Wexford. My mum had heard a radio interview with Siobhan and gave me her name, and I looked her up and decided that we were going to go, my husband and I, were going to go and visit Siobhan in County Wexford. I'll never forget the morning that we got up, anticipating meeting this woman who was going to give us our baby. After 4 failed IVFs, my husband was probably just about done and ready to give up, but I never gave up hope. I always believed that our baby was coming. So down I went with a bag full of medication and a handful of notes in the hand, and Siobhan said, no, don't want to see any of those, I just want to see you. And I thought, oh great, okay. So we put that to one side, and Siobhan looked at me, she looked at my eyes, she said to me, give me a look at your tongue there. And she took my pulse, and within the first couple of minutes she had my whole constitution down. I couldn't believe it. My husband couldn't believe it. He was the skeptical one, and he was like, wow, this woman is amazing. She was able to tell me straight away that I had heavy periods, heavy clotty periods, that I suffered from PMS, that I would have backache, that I was stressed, that I was slightly controlling. And I couldn't believe what she was saying. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. This woman has my whole medical history down. Yet the doctors, in the IVF clinics, weren't mentioning clotty heavy periods, weren't talking about damp heat. They weren't talking about my individual body, yet Siobhan was. She was looking at me as an individual. And then I knew this is the woman for us. So I asked for Siobhan's help because we were going to embark on our first surrogacy journey. A family member had approached us and said she wanted to help after she heard about our failed IVF situation. So we decided to go on a surrogacy journey, and I asked Siobhan to help us on that journey, to help prepare my body and my husband's body to get the most optimal embryo to implant into Nikki. So we prepared our bodies for about 4 months. We went to see Siobhan. We decided to take the acupuncture. We were on raw Chinese medicine, and we took supplements. And Siobhan just kept saying, trust in your body, guys, you can do this. Trust in the process, hand it over to me, send out love with a bit of meditation, guided meditation, and stress release. She basically was able to say, look, you can do this, guys. And I believed her. And we did. And we implanted 2 eggs into Nikki. I'll never forget the phone call from the embryologist on the day, and she showed us the picture of the embryo. And she gave us such hope, because she said, look at this, guys, this is the best, that we've got. It's just about to hatch. This one is your baby. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. And I put hope into that embryo that was going to be our baby. So we implanted 2 embryos into Nikki. And believe it or believe it not, one of those split in 2, and we ended up with identical twin boys. So after being told by one of the top doctors in Ireland, oh, potentially there's something wrong with your eggs, implantation failure, after a successful, preparation of our bodies with Siobhan, sending blood to the ovaries with acupuncture, preparing the body through diet, stress management, trust, hope, love, everything. We ended up with identical boys. I can't believe it still. And energetic at that. So I couldn't believe it. The first person I rang was Siobhan. And I said, Siobhan, we have twins. And they're identical. She was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's like only 3% of pregnancies, you get identical twins. So we knew straight off the bat that they were, special little boys. So we had our boys, healthy, 39 weeks and 2 days, 5-pound boys, unbelievable, couldn't believe, and to this day, they just have the most amazing little complexions and personalities, and they're healthy little boys. But to bring you even further on the journey, I continued to see Siobhan after I had the boys for, to maintain my damp heat and my PMS and, a little bit of stress management and everything. And along came Tiago. So after seeing Siobhan on a specific visit, after a couple of visits, I got pregnant naturally. So after 4 failed IVFs, after an ectopic pregnancy, after nearly just staring down the barrel of, oh my gosh, is this going to happen for us? I got pregnant myself and gave birth to Tiago, a healthy baby boy, carried to term. And here I am, mother of 3, a woman, who nearly thought for, a split second that we weren't going to have a family, even though I didn't want to give up hope. I wanted to believe that, I believed those babies were coming. I always believed those babies were coming. But I did, it nearly got me. The sadness nearly got me, the sheer, oh my God, is this going to happen for us? But now I have 3 boys, and I subsequently told my story along the way. And 15 women, I think I recommended to Siobhan over the time that I was going through my journey, because all I wanted to do was talk about my experience, tell people what an amazing journey I was on, how I changed my body, how Siobhan had managed to change my body, how my periods went from dark, clotty, heavy periods to bright red, that I wasn't feeling so stressed anymore, that I wasn't feeling the need to control, that I was a lot calmer, I was at one with myself, that I trusted my body and I trusted the process. So much so that I told other people, and those other people went to see Siobhan, and 15 women subsequently had their babies, and healthy babies at that. So my word to anyone out there, who's just about to give up or feeling like there is no end to a journey, there is an end. There is hope. Trust your body, trust the process.